I wanna touch briefly on the Dragon's Dogma to uh, controversy. I mean, controversy. It's just Capcom being Capcom. But it's good because at least this whole thing reminded me that I had to check Dragon's Dogma 1. So I did buy that one. I'm playing that one, and so far it's nice. It's fun. I'm having fun. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it's you can tell it's a game that was made 10 years ago. It's totally a different. It was totally a different era. You can tell by the design choices, by the engine they used, that prioritize snappiness, control over realism. The fact that you could make sexy woman, yeah, and so on, all that stuff that's from a bygone era. Now you have type A and type B bodies because you can't say male and female anymore because you're gonna offend the trans people. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, talking about Dragon's Dogma 2, in my opinion, I think it's pretty clear they pushed it out in this condition because they had to make it come out before the fiscal year ended. So it ends at the end of March. I think it's worldwide. I mean, my country does end on the in the end of March, at the end of March. So I assume it's the same worldwide. But yeah, and they couldn't delay it anymore. Actually, I don't think they ever delayed this game. But yeah, they couldn't delay it. This game clearly needed another 6 months at least to sort out issues. Because it has, from what I've seen, it has very bad performance. I mean, just look at Digital Foundry and Gamer Nexus videos. Both versions, PC version, console versions, run poorly, especially in the cities. And the PC version is especially egregious because no matter what config you have, it's just gonna be, the frame rate is gonna be cut in half if you're lucky when you go near a city because there's too many NPCs. But I also have read that the game lacks content. It has actually less content than, I mean, not than Dragon's Dogma 1 because the vanilla version, from what I understand, didn't have much stuff to do either. But compared to the expansion, base game plus expansion, so Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon, which is also the version that came to PC and the one I'm playing. But still, after 12 years, they couldn't, put more stuff in. How much time do they actually give this game? How much time have they actually worked on it? Because it makes it seem like it was an afterthought. Yeah, let's just shit out this game incomplete, and then we'll fix it later if we fix it. Because these kind of performance issues are hard to fix because when it's GPU bound, when it's a GPU issue in the sense that it doesn't use GPUs well, it's easier to resolve rather than when it's a CPU issue. Those are harder to fix because CPU performance is iffy in the sense in the last few years it hasn't really seen huge improvements like it was a few years ago. It is kind of stagnating. So it's gonna be, and I mean, in terms of consoles as well, the consoles version for sure are not gonna get fixed in terms of performance because that's the hardware. Even with the PS5 Pro, PS5 Pro is gonna have the same CPU, just I think clocked a bit higher. And yeah, I mean, which is also the same issues that Starfield has. When a game is CPU bound because of shit optimization, even if you get a more powerful CPU, it's not gonna do much because it's the engine level issues. So you're gonna have to get a CPU from the next 2 gens. So not the next one, the next one after that one. To run this game properly, and if they remove the Nuvo, because they actually put in the Nuvo on top of the CPU issues, because the game is CPU bound, they actually put in fucking the Nuvo that also dampens the performance on the CPU side. So they just didn't give a fuck. Like they also put in microtransactions. And people are saying, well, the older games had microtransactions too. Yeah, and those were not were also a problem. But since the games didn't have glaring issues, like people overlooked that. But now that the game is not perfect, actually far from it. I mean, honestly, Capcom hasn't really been doing perfect games for a while now, but people seem to enjoy their games lately for whatever reason, even though they're far from perfect. But yeah, in this case, the microtransactions make everything worse because the game has glaring issues. So it's even the fanboys can't really defend the game that much because just by saying, well, the game is very fun, has no issues. The game has issues, so the microtransactions are gonna sting even worse. And also the whole business with the influencers. Capcom seems really to be leaning heavy on this whole influencers business. They actually promoted this game, Dragon's Dogma 2, with by partnering with some streamers, some personalities online that will make their own pawns, and you can download them, and they are platform exclusive. But I don't know, they've picked... I mean, actually, I'm against this whole thing, because if you have to spend money on something, put it in the game and fix the issues the game has, because the game is clearly not perfect. But they picked people that, I don't know, they didn't even play Dragon's Dogma 1, I think. People like Asmongold, Maximilians as well. I don't think he played Dragon's Dogma 1. I don't know. And also, they keep promoting, you know, the trans influencer who is a Resident Evil fanboy. I'm not gonna name it. Name it. But yeah, you know who it is. And that person too, as far as I know, didn't play Dragon's Dogma 1. So why the fuck is Capcom wasting money on people who don't even care about the franchise? It's just a bunch of people who didn't even know Dragon's Dogma existed. I mean, I'm not. I like I said, I had never played it before. 2 days ago. So, but I don't pretend to be a fan just because Capcom is paying me money to shield the game. I don't know, it's a very odd behavior. But yeah, I mean, this is just the umpteenth demonstration that Capcom is overrated as a developer. They became worse compared to 10 years ago, 15 years ago. They, just like most software houses nowadays, they just care about pleasing investors. If it makes a profit, it's good. If it doesn't, who gives a fuck? It's just the whole landscape of the industry right now. Profit, profit, profit. Gotta make bigger number better. Bigger number needs to get higher, so investors are pleased. And also they have put in like quite a bit in terms of diversity. I've seen a few videos of the game. I think in the first cutscene, the first character that talks there, it's already a black guy. So yeah, nothing like having a black guy as the first person who speaks in your fantasy setting. Capcom is pretty much just a Western company, like I've said before. I've said it in my Resident Evil 4 video. Capcom is a Western company. Their Japanese side, I don't know what the hell they are doing, but they are clearly like taking instructions from the Western side when it comes to promoting and marketing, or at least the direction that things need to go. Because yeah, I don't know. Just look at the decisions they've been making, and tell me that the Japanese side is the one that's strongest. I don't think so. The whole removing supposedly sexist lines in Resident Evil 4. First, the Oculus Rift version. They removed those in the Oculus Rift version. And then in the remake also they toned down the dialogues. It's very clear what they are doing. So I have no faith in Capcom anymore. They are just not the same. The old Capcom they used to be. Both in terms of pushing things forward and in terms of like design, gameplay design, but also in terms of gaming focus. They have become too PC for my taste. Capcom used to push the boundaries of what you could do and say in a game, like I've said multiple times. Just take a look at games like God and Resident Evil 4 as well, the original game. It's just not like that anymore. So, but people don't seem to mind. I don't know. People nowadays are very easily pleased. So, but I am not. So, I've played everything that came before. So obviously, I'm gonna have higher standards. But yeah. Yeah, this is it. I think, I don't know, if I finish the game and I'm gonna like it enough, I'll probably make a small video about Dragon's Dogma 1. Dragon's Dogma 2, I'm not gonna play it. Because also my PC wouldn't perform very well, so I'll wait a couple of years probably to play that one. And yeah, in terms of other videos, I don't know, honestly. I've been very demotivated lately because my last two videos really didn't perform well. Like, you put time into videos and then they flop like that just because you're not talking about Resident Evil. So, yeah, I think I'm I'm gonna take the channel less seriously. I'm still gonna make videos, but I'm not gonna spend hours and hours editing the footage and like I used to anymore. Yeah, I can't justify all this time and while I'm getting no growth at all. My sub count is laughable considering the amount of effort I put into some of the videos I've made. It feels like I have wasted my time in that sense. I mean, I still have fun making videos, but I don't think it's worth it in terms of in relation to time you put in and return exposure you get. So yeah, I'll still keep making videos about whatever the fuck I want, whatever the fuck I think, but I'll just take things more chill, because I don't want to get stressed about, oh, why is the video not doing well, why am I not getting subs, and yeah, it's becoming a job, and I don't want it to become a job. I mean, I wouldn't dislike it if I actually could learn decent money from YouTube, but I'm not counting on it. So yeah. And if it ever happens, I'll take it, but I don't count on it. So, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know. Do you like Dragon's Dogma? Do you play Dragon's Dogma, or what? Let me know, because I'm enjoying the first game so far. So, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.